Now, joining me to give some perspective on this trial is Pastor Earle Fisher of Abyssinian Baptist Church. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So first off, you are very vocal when it comes to justice. You're an activist. What do you think justice looks like with the outcome of this state trial?
I wouldn't want to gloss over the sentiment shared by his mother and the pain that was so palpable in her testimony today. So I would say justice looks like what she's asking for, what the father is asking for, what the family is asking for, and that's a conviction. And so I think the evidence is relatively clear in that regard, and so hopefully that'll be the outcome.
Do you think the defense, how will they have to, because we know the body cam footage, all of the footage that was used in this case is going to be a huge part of the evidence. How do you think the defense will overcome what they'll see, what the jury will see?
I mean, it'd be hard as far as I could tell, not that I'm trying to posture like a legal expert, but when you think about what happened even before the DOJ report came out, and the DOJ report pretty much lays it out, this is before the police chief was basically saying they didn't even have probable cause to pull the brother over. Okay, so if a police chief is saying that, then I think the rest of that stuff is definitely something that does not bode well for the defense, but they seem to be echoing that historic kind of trope of blaming the victim and trying to make this brother seem like he was criminal and therefore justified some of this heinous behavior, but I just hope that it will not work in this go-round.
And the people deciding the fate are from Chattanooga. The jury is from out of town. How do you think that plays into this?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a jury of the peers of the people who are on trial. And I think there's one black juror and the rest are white. And so I don't know how that bodes well for the prosecution, because historically those types of juries have been way too sympathetic to the injustice that police officers seem to engage in. And
you've talked a lot about policing and accountability. So how do you feel like this case fits into the broader narrative of policing and accountability in Memphis?
Yeah, it's definitely a snapshot into this much larger history and trajectory where there's been way too much deference given to police officers who have engaged in unjust and brutal behavior. And so hopefully we will find ourselves a little bit closer to equity and justice in this system that seems to be all too unjust.
All right, powerful words there, Pastor Fisher. Thank you so much for being with us. I'm sure we are going to call on you for more insight as this case unfolds.
Well, thank you so much.